Hare चंदन है इस देश की माटी,
चंदन है इस देश की माटी, तपोभूमि हर गाँव है, हर वाला देवी की प्रतिमा, बच्चा बच्चा राम है, बच्चा बच्चा राम है। चंदन है इस देश की माटी, तपोभूमि हर गाँव है, तपोभूमि हर गाँव है,
हर माला देवी की प्रतिमा,
हर वाला देवी की प्रतिमा,
बच्चा बच्चा राम है,
बच्चा बच्चा राम है।
शरीर मंदिर सा पावन,
हर शरीर मंदिर सा पावन,
हर मानव उपकारी है,
हर मानव उपकारी है।
जहाँ सिंह बन गए खिलौने,
जहाँ सिंह बन गए खिलौने,
राय जहाँ माँ प्यारी है,
राय जहाँ माँ प्यारी है।
मेरा शंख बजाता,
जहाँ सवेरा शंख बजाता,
लोरी गाती श्याम है,
लोरी गाती शाम है।
हर बाला देवी की प्रतिमा,
हर वाला देवी की प्रतिमा,
बच्चा बच्चा राम है,
चंदन है इस देश की माटी,
तपोभूमि हर राम है,
तपोभूमि हर गाँव है,
हर बाला देवी की प्रतिमा,
हर वाला देवी की प्रतिमा,
बच्चा बच्चा राम है,
बच्चा बच्चा राम है।
धर्म से भाग्य बदलते,
जहाँ धर्म से भाग्य बदलते,
समनिष्ठा कल्याणी है,
श्रमनिष्ठा कल्याणी है।
योग और तप की गाथाएं,
जाग और तप की गाथाएं,
कवि की वाणी,
गाती कवि की वाणी है।
माता गंगा जलसा,
जहाँ का गंगा जलसा,
गंगा जलसा,
गंगा जलसा,
गंगा जलसा,
जहाँ का गंगा जलसा,
निर्मल है अविराम है,
निर्मल है अविराम है।
हर बाला देवी की प्रतिमा,
हर वाला देवी की प्रतिमा,
बच्चा बच्चा राम है,
बच्चा बच्चा राम है।
चंदन है इस देश की माटी,
चंदन है इस देश की माटी,
तपोभूमि हर राम है,
तपोभूमि हर गाँव है,
हर बाला
सुधारी बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर पल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर पल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपै, तीनों लोक हाकते कापै। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै, महावीर जब नाम सुनावै। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै, मन क्रम भजन ध्यान जो लावै। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत की तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै। अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा, जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
बने हम हिंद के योगी, धरेंगे ज्ञान भारत का।
बने हम हिंद के योगी, धरेंगे ज्ञान भारत का।
बने हम हिंद के योगी, धरेंगे ज्ञान भारत का। कर धर्म का झंडा, करे उत्थान भारत का।
धर्म का झंडा, करे उत्थान भारत का।
बने हम हिंद के योगी, धरेंगे ज्ञान भारत का।
ज्ञान भारत का।
गले में शील की माला,
गले में शील की माला।
गले में शील की माला।
गले में शील की माला।
पहन कर जानकी कफनी, कर धर्म का झंडा, करे उत्थान भारत का।
उठा कर धर्म का झंडा, करे उत्थान भारत का।
बने हम हिंद के योगी, धरेंगे ज्ञान भारत का।
बने हम हिंद के योगी, करेंगे ज्ञान भारत का।
जलाकर कष्ट की होली,
जलाकर कष्ट की होली।
जलाकर कष्ट की होली।
जलाकर कष्ट की होली।
उठाकर इष्ट की झोली,
उठाकर इष्ट की झोली।
जमा कर संत की टोली, करे उत्थान भारत का।
जगा कर संत की टोली, करे उत्थान भारत का।
बने हम हिंद के योगी, धरेंगे में मूर्ति भारत की नसों में रक्त भारत का
नयन में मूर्ति भारत की नसों में रक्त भारत का
बने हम इंद्र के योगी धरेंगे ध्यान भारत का
बने हम इंद्र के योगी धरेंगे ध्यान भारत का
हमारे जन्म का सार्थक
हमारे जन्म का सार्थक
हमारे जन्म का सार्थक
हमारे जन्म का सार्थक
हमारे मोक्ष का कारण
हमारे मोक्ष का कारण
हमारे स्वर्ग का साधन यही उत्थान भारत का
हमारे स्वर्ग का कारण यही उत्थान भारत का
बने हम इंद्र के योगी करेंगे ज्ञान भारत का
बने हम इंद्र के योगी करेंगे ध्यान भारत का
उठाकर धर्म का झंडा करे उत्थान भारत का
उठाकर धर्म का झंडा करे उत्थान भारत का
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 दीदी
जय श्री कृष्णा, जय श्री कृष्णा, जय श्री राम, जय श्री कृष्णा, जय श्री राम. Myself, Jagrati Trivedi, bow to the divine feet of the God and all the Gurus, especially Gurudev, Sri Govindadev Giriji Maharaj, and welcome you all with immense pleasure and pride on the eve of Sri Ram Pran Pratishtha at Ayodhya for the second part of the interpretation of the 10th Adhyay, Vibhuti Yoga of the Geeta. Let us start our session with a prayer. I invite Ragini Mandarkar Didi from Pune, who joined Geeta Parivar in 2022, has passed Jigyasu and is serving as a tech assistant and as an inter-trainer. Didi, please.
वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी. जय श्री कृष्ण टू ऑल. जय श्री राम.
Many, many thanks, Didi. Now is the time for Deep Prajalan. It marks our journey from darkness to light, from ignorance to knowledge. And that's the reason we start our events and programs with lighting the lamp. For Deep Prajalan today, we have with us Arjuna Agrawal Didi from Rajamundry, Andhra Pradesh. After joining Geeta Parivar in 2022, She is serving as a group coordinator, tech assistant, and in content forwarding team. Didi, please do the honor.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Many thanks, Didi. You set the pious atmosphere for the session. It is my distinct honor to introduce our esteemed speaker today, who is going to explain us about 10th chapter, Vibhuti Yoga. Our erudite, respected Shraddha Raodeo Didi resides in Hyderabad. She is BE Electronics and postgraduate diploma holder in IT Systems and Management. She has worked as mobile application developer and a team leader for more than 13 years. She is a disciple of Param Pujya Swami Shri Govindadevgiri Maharaj. She is conducting Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā classes at her home for more than 9 years. She has become the part of Geeta Parivar since August 2020. She is a senior trainer of Geeta Parivar, examiner, Vivekchak, and is heading the class monitoring team. Didi is associated with Bal Gokulam, Hyderabad for more than 8 years. She has been imparting Indian values to the next generation of our country. It is my utmost fortune that I got the privilege of introducing our speaker, Shraddha Raodeo Didi today. Didi, I invite you for the session. Please enlighten us with your invaluable knowledge.
Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna, everybody. Let's begin by remembering Swamiji. Ayom. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranata Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavatam Narayanina Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Muninam Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashaധ്യായിനീം Amba Tvamanusandadhami Bhagavad-gīte Bhavatveshinim. Om Shri Gurave Namah. Today, not only us, the entire nation is bowing down to in the feet of our Swamiji on the occasion of Ram Janmotsav. Tomorrow is the Ramji's Pran Pratishtha, and the entire nation is celebrating this major success, this major achievement that is happening by the hands of our Pujya Swamiji. So it is a very special occasion, and very special pranam to Swamiji, and we all are so blessed. He is the means for us to reach here. We are all learning Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā ji, especially the level 4 students. You all are completed almost 18 chapters. You will be completing. So we all have a special blessing of Swamiji. I have a firm belief that in each of the classes of Learn Geeta, there is a subtle presence of Swamiji. There's a Sukshma Upasthiti, what we say of Swamiji in all our classes, all the meetings are blessed. We all have the Ashirvad of Swamiji, and today we all can with full pride remember him in a very beautiful way, and very obliged to be associated with Geeta Parivar and Swamiji. Apart from this, also today is a day of celebration. Tomorrow is the Ram Pratishtha. The entire nation is celebrating the Ramotsav in their own way. Everybody cannot reach Ayodhya. So there are so many Shobha Yatras across the nation. The whole nation is celebrating Diwali in its own way. And on this, it is a very special day. And even from Bhagavad Gita's perspective, see, the Ramji is very special. Look at the coincidence here. We are learning the vibhuti, and we'll gradually understand what are the different vibhutis of Sri Krishna. Amongst the different vibhutis, Sri Krishna has mentioned Rama Shastra Vratamaham. Among those who are the ones who are warriors, amongst the warriors, amongst those who keep their weapons close to them, Shastra Vratam, the ones who have the weapons with them, the ones who have all these amongst the warriors, who is the vibhuti? It is Sri Ramachandra. So Bharat today is very blessed. We are through Ramji, we are also worshipping Shri Krishna himself. Shri Krishna, he says Rama Shastra Vratamaham, he is vibhuti. So all in one, we are doing puja of our major gods today. And that is a very beautiful thing. So it is an earnest request to each one of you to celebrate this occasion very with full enthusiasm, and also let us celebrate this Vibhuti Yoga with equal enthusiasm. Last time we had seen some very important shlokas of this chapter, where Shri Krishna had explained the importance of understanding him, the importance of doing his bhakti, being devoted to him. And we had seen some very important shlokas, and we were at a shlok where we said, Tesham evanukampartha mahamajnanajantamah nashayami atma bhavastho jnanadipena bhasvata. We had completed up till this shlok, and it is such a beautiful shlok. And today I was just thinking of preparing for the Vivechan, and then when we see how unprepared we are, how we, sometimes there are moments when we have to just say that, okay, I don't know how things are going to happen. At that time, this one shlok I was reminded all, and it just where Shri Krishna says, you just have to leave everything to me, leave all worries, leave everything to me, and with full devotion. If somebody is just remembering me, I will light a lamp of knowledge. Jnana Deepena Bhasvata. Each one of us has some or the other shortcomings, and we are everywhere. When I take classes also, I have seen everywhere, each one of us, somewhere, we all have a feeling, will we ever be able to understand this Bhagavad Gita? Will we ever be able to understand this in totality? And whenever such samshaya, whenever such doubts arise in our mind, we have to think about this shlok. This is one shlok which will remind you that what you have to do. Tesham, before this, what Shri Krishna has said, the Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam yena mam upayanti te. Here he is talking about devotees, not the devotees of highest order who already have all the yoga in them. It is for the devotees who really want to understand, who really are not even sure about this, whether this knowledge can come to them. The devotees, if they are always absorbed in me, what will I give to them in return? teshamevanukampartham, as out of compassion, as a resonance, as a reflection of what I get from them, as a reflection of the love that I get from them. What am I going to give them in return? I'm going to give them in return the light of knowledge. I will take them on the path of knowledge. So, if anybody has doubts whether I'll understand Bhagavad Gita or not, whether I'll ever understand this deep knowledge or not, leave all the doubts aside, because Jnana Deepena Bhasvatam. Here, Swamiji explains very beautifully. Ramakrishna Paramhansa, when he is talking about him, he didn't even have. I'm very sorry. Today there is a Shobha Yatra, Ram Leela, everything in our community. So if there is any background noise, I request you to kindly ignore it for now. So when we're talking about Ramakrishna Paramhans, he didn't have, he had a very minimal education. And he was not even very keen about getting Atma Jnana, getting knowledge. But what was this one thing that he wanted? He has complete faith on his Ma Kali. All the time, what he wanted was, I just want to be with my Ma. I'm not concerned about the knowledge. And through Ma Kali, what is the greatest gurus have come to him. They have imparted him the Atma Gyan, the knowledge of the highest order has come to him. Once we have faith, Arjun, what he had done, accepted a complete discipleship of Sri Krishna, and Arjun was a warrior. Where would he have thought that he'll get a knowledge of this highest order? But when he says Shishyasteham Shahid Mam Tam Prapadnya, when he completely took refuge in Sri Krishna, what happened? This is what we see in front of us. He got the knowledge of the highest order from Arjun, from Sri Krishna. We have seen that when Arjun took the refuge in Sri Krishna, there was everything that he got was a resonance, evanu kampartham, as a part of compassion that Shri Krishna had for Arjun. He has got this knowledge. So let us have that faith. Let us seek those blessings from Swamiji and Shri Krishna and see further what Arjun had got to ask. Now, after this, when this chapter begins with no questions from Arjun, he is still understanding. And while Shri Krishna is telling him about himself, see, mother is always having a feeling of care for the kid. So, with same love, Shri Krishna has been explaining Arjun, and now Arjun is remembering all the times that he has spent with Shri Krishna. He from the childhood he has seen, but what happens when there are great things around us, great people around us, and because of the relationship they had with each other, we end up taking them for granted. Like if a child is there whose mother is a teacher in school, now in the school also, no matter how strict the teacher is, the teacher's son will never take that teacher seriously. I to meri mummy hai, because mummy hai. In school also she's a teacher, at home also she's mother. So even if they try to say okay teacher ma'am, they call the teacher with that name, but always a little that sense of taken for granted will always be there. Same thing Arjun had. He knew the greatness of Sri Krishna, but okay, now when he has completed, especially the chapter before this, Rajavidya Rajaguriya, that in that Sri Krishna has opened the deepest secrets about himself. And when these secrets are opened, Sri Krishna, Arjun is really baffled. He's really surprised, and now he's convinced. And with folded hands, he's doing namaskar and realizing that what you really are, what Shri Krishna, what Arjun is saying. Arjuna uvacha param brahma param dhama pavitram paramam bhavan purusham shashvatam divyamadidevam vibhum. Now Arjuna is saying, you are, now I am really understanding you. Now I am understanding you a little bit. And till now I was completely ignorant. I was completely ignorant about the Chaitanya Tattva that you are. And now you are the place of abode. You are the supreme abode. You are the Shashvat. Shashvat means the eternal. You are the eternal supreme power. You are the most pious abode. You are the most pious abode. You are the God of all the gods. Ahadi Devam Ajam Vivam. All the gods are originating from you. So you are the God of all gods. This is your greatness, which I have come to know now. And this is not something that I had never heard, because from childhood I have seen how people have been respecting you when you are around, how respectful people are towards you. He has seen big people now, Pitamaha, Bhishma Pitamaha, so such an elderly person. But when Sri Krishna used to come, he used to bow down to him. So Arjun has seen all these things. He has seen how great people, how elderly people have respected Krishna, but that he has never experienced his greatness on his own. And that is what Arjun is mentioning here. Ahustvam rishayah sarve devarshir naradastatha asito devalo vyasasvayam chaiva bravirshime. And Shri Krishna is not just great to the family members whom Arjun has been with, like Bhishma Pitamaha or other members, even great Maharshis. And Maharshis like who? Maharshi Vedavyas. Vedavyas is the person Vedavyas is the Maharshi who has written down all the Vedas for as he has actually edited and written down, compartmentalized the entire knowledge for us. Maharshi Vedavyas is God's incarnation in himself. Maharshi Vedavyas. Then who was Narad Muni? Everybody has so much respect for Narad Muni. Narad Muni also, whenever Shri Krishna is around, he will bow down to Shri Krishna. He will say great hymns about Shri Krishna. Vedavyas Muni, Narad Muni himself. Asito Devalo Vyasa, Asita Muni. Asit was also a Rishi Muni, great sage of those times. Deval Muni, Vyas Muni, all have chanted great things about you. And Bhishma Pitama, this one incident has happened right in front of Arjun during the yajna that Yudhishthir was doing. It was decided that all the Pandavas will worship Sri Krishna first. Now, when this was decided, Shishupal, he was never fond of Sri Krishna. He got up and he started saying unpleasant things about Sri Krishna. While he started saying that, the entire meeting was presided by Bhishma Pitama. He got up and said, not only Pandavas worshipping Sri Krishna is a very minor thing. It's a very minuscule thing. The greatest gods of this universe should also come and worship Sri Krishna. That is his greatness. So he Shishupal, you stop talking about all this, and that place where Pitama Bhishma has done entire description of Sri Krishna. That is beautiful. And there, so all these incidents also Arjun has witnessed. But even after all this, he never there is a word in Hindi that says anubhuti, not experienced, not completely felt the greatness. At this point of time, we should also understand that it is not just Arjun who did not feel the greatness of Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna didn't let Arjun understand his greatness. For him, Arjun was whom? Arjun was his Sakha, his friend. And Shri Krishna maintained that. He is my friend, he is my Sakha. He didn't go ahead with that attitude in front of Arjun, so Arjun never realized his greatness. Here we have to understand, no matter how great you are, what we have to learn from the character of Shri Krishna, no matter how great you are, Shri Krishna has come on this earth to teach us these things. How no matter your real greatness is in your character, no matter how great you are, the greatness is in its own place. But when we are amongst our own people, everything should be very subtle, everything should be balanced. And knowing all this, with giving all these idols in front of him, Shri Krishna has always been. So Arjun never realized the greatness of Shri Krishna. That is what Arjuna is elaborating further. Sarvametadritam manye yanmao vadasi keshava nahi te bhagavan vyaktim vadur devananavaha. I think people are able to unmute themselves. It's very nice that you all are also chanting with the Vivechan. That's also a very beautiful thing. Good. Everybody is alert. So, Sarvametadritam manye. I knew about all this. It's not that this is new to me. This is very true. Yanmao vadasi keshav, whatever you are saying is completely true. Nahite bhagavan vyaktim. Bhagavan, oh, you are you are the greatest God. You are a God manifested himself. Vidur Devan Danavaha. Unless he chooses, you cannot understand. Unless Shri Krishna chooses to know the greatness, you cannot know the greatness. Arjun has now got the chance to understand his greatness, and he has elaborated this entire greatness, that whatever you are saying is completely true. Hey Keshav, whatever you are saying is something that all the gods and demons, everybody equal, are aware of it. And at this point of time, what he says is something even more beautiful. What he's saying is Swayamevatmanatmanam Swayameva Vettvam Purushottama Bhutavavana Bhutesha Deva Deva Jagatpate. Your greatness, you only will know your own greatness. I am trying to say something about you here, but I also cannot say it to the appropriate level. I cannot elaborate it enough, because you only know your greatness. Nobody can know your greatness better than you. You only know. Some of our saints, they are so see, they say we cannot say that even God knows his greatness enough. It is they doubt whether you also know your greatness completely, because whenever we are trying to understand God, there is so much more. It is such a limitless explanation. It is such a limitless thing that it is difficult to understand. And at this point, he says, "You are so great, and all the gods and demons, everybody, every great creature around here knows about your greatness, and you are the only one who knows yourself well." To that, our saints add, we don't know whether even God is aware completely of his greatness. That is the beauty of reading the scriptures that we have from our saints and the sages. And at this point, Arjuna is saying, I have given the reins of my chariot to you. I have, for him, till before this war began, he was just one charioteer, a friend, a guide. But you have never told me about yourself. You never let me know your greatness. And now that I have started understanding what you are, I want to know a lot. I don't want you to stop anywhere. I don't want you to stop this explanation. I want you to continue and tell me about you without any hesitation. Just tell me everything about you. In totality, I want to understand you. I want to know everything about you. That is what Shri Krishna says. Vaktumarhasya sheshena दिव्याह्यात्मविभूतयः याभिर्विभूतिभिर्लोकान् इमां त्वं व्याप्य तिष्ठसि. What he's saying, see, whatever I have known, vaktum arhasya sheshena, here the word is vaktum arhasya asheshena. Vaktum arhasya, the words here are vaktum arhasi asheshena. You have to tell me, you should tell me everything without keeping any reservations, without keeping anything in reserve. Tell me everything about you. Tell me what? Divyayatma vibhutayah. Tell me about your divine manifestations. याभिर्विभूतिभिर्लोकान् इमां त्वं व्याप्य तिष्ठसि. What he is saying here, your glories. Now here, this word vibhuti, we should understand what Shri Krishna is being asked is, you have to tell me about your divine manifestations. You tell me the places where your presence is very strongly felt. These are the places where your divine manifestations are. For instance, we all know that God is present everywhere in this world, isn't it? There is no place, there is no, every ounce, every inch, every particle of this universe is having what? Is having a presence of Paramatma himself. And when we, even after knowing this, which is that one place where we get the greatest pleasures of having seen Parampita Paramatma, that is a temple. In spite of knowing that Paramatma is everywhere, Aarti leke, we will not go around everywhere, right? We'll go to the temple, because we know that at the temple, the power, the energy is at its peak. That is where the energy is at its peak. So this is what Shri Krishna is being asked over here. Arjun says, I want to know these places. Now, having understood everything about Shri Krishna, here Arjun has already been told what is the greatness, Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Yoga. It is a Shiromani Adhyay. It is the, it is a leader of all the knowledge. Here, everything has been covered. After understanding all this, Arjun is still having a lot of curiosity. But once we get to understand about God Himself, we all definitely want to, know more. How is it that we can know? In the 6th chapter, Shri Krishna has also explained about dhyana yoga and all other things. Now Arjun realizes it is not possible for all the devotees to sit and do dhyana yoga, or to sit and just do chanting, or to just sit and learn scriptures. Just look at ourselves. If we decide that we leave all our jobs, our families, everything, and learn Bhagavad Gita, that is not practically possible. We all are a body with 5 sense organs, with different temptations around us. The world which we live in, there are so many temptations around us. The mind is definitely bound to wander here and there. And while the mind is wandering here and there, and it is also our duty to do all the karma, while all this is being done, what are those places? What are those places which will remind me of you? It's not that we will forget God at any time, but there will be some places which will give me a strong presence of you, which will show your divine presence, which will show me your divine manifestation at its peak. Whenever I look at that, I will be reminded of you. That is what Shri Krishna should be revealing. That is the request Arjun has for him. Vibhuti. What is Vibhuti? Vibhuti are those strong power points from which will remind us of the divinity of God. These are the places which will remind the sadhak or a devotee of Shri Krishna himself. So while I'm wandering here and there, and I see this one place, I will be able to remember you, and doing namaskar to you, doing worshipping there, or doing pranam there, I will be able to remember you. I will be able to offer my uh, uh, pranams to you. I'll be able to offer my worship to you. While he is telling here, he is saying, I don't want to just know you, know this in brief. Okay, Asheshena, this word is important here. Asheshena, I want to know this in totality, in completeness, without any reserve. Everything I want you to tell me. कथं विद्यामहं योगिंस्त्वां सदा परिचिन्तयन् केषु केषु च भावेषु चिन्त्योऽसि भगवन् मया. That's what he's saying. You have to tell me all these things without reserves. And elaborating his question further, Arjun says, Katham vidyamaham yogis. How will I know those places where you are always there? When I meditate upon that one element, I will be reminded of you. Tell me about those vibhutis, those divine places. If I meditate upon them, if I come across them, if I see them, I will be reminded upon you. Keshu keshu cha bhaveshu chintyosi bhagavan maya. I want to, these are those places, if I think about those, I will be reminded of you. When we think of Sri Ram, what are we reminded of? The divinity. We are reminded of so many great qualities about Sri Ram. And he is the Purushottama. He is the Narottama. When we read the Charitra of Sri Ram, when we see, we in this entire Bhagavad Gita is a literary incarnation of Bhagwan Vishnu. When Shri Krishna was telling Bhagavad Gita, he is a Parabrahma Tattva, that is personified and telling this Bhagavad Gita. He is telling this Bhagavad Gita, this is a literary incarnation of God, and the whatever characteristics we learn in Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, these all good qualities, these all Daivi gunas, we see them personified in Sri Ram. So when we see Sri Ram, when we think about Sri Ram, and when we are celebrating Sri Ram, what is it that we are reminded of? Of the entire divinity, Divyatva ki yaad aati hai. It reminds us of the divinity, and that is the importance of vibhuti. See, now one Ram Mandir is being made. Swamiji says Ram Mandir is Rashtra Mandir. When this temple is being constructed, each and every corner of our nation is full of energy. That is the greatness of vibhuti. When we are reminded of Sri Ram, the entire nation, not only nation, world, if you have seen, there are videos about how the people across America and all other nations are also celebrating this utsav, celebrating this festival of Pran Pratishtha in their own nations, everywhere this is being celebrated. This is the grace, this is the might of vibhutis, and this is the very reason why Arjun wants to know about all the vibhutis of Shri Krishna, because these vibhutis are going to fill him with all the energy. These are the vibhutis which will remind him of the Parabrahma Tattva, which will remind him of Krishna to such an extent that even while staying in this materialistic world, we will stay connected to him. While we are doing our jobs, while we are doing taking care of our family, while all our duties are being taken care of, each one of us is trying to celebrate the Ramotsav. So the vibhutis have been given by Shri Krishna for what? These are for us. These are for us to understand where even living in this world, we will be connected to God. Because each one of us cannot sit and meditate on the Parabrahma Tattva. Each one of us, like Mirabai, we cannot even keep chanting. But each one of us can be reminded of this divinity by looking around us. Where should we look? That Arjuna wants to know. And how he wants to know? In detail. Vistarenatmano yogam vibhutein cha janardhana bhuyah kathaya triptirhi shrunvato nasti me mritam. And don't tell me in short. I want to know in greater detail, because Arjun has completely forgotten where he is standing. Okay, I don't care how much time is going. I want to know in full detail. And vibhuti janardana, don't tell me just one or two vibhutis. And here he is telling, I have not missed what you have told me in the 7th chapter. He is not mentioned 7th chapter because they were not talking in chapters, right? This chapters Maharshi Vedavyas has given us. But in the 7th chapter and all, if you remember, there Shri Krishna has already given some of his vibhutis. 7th chapter, 9th chapter, these places he has told. So he says, I know you have told there. Tejas Chasmi, all these small vibhutis he has already mentioned in the 7th chapter. You have given me those vibhutis, but I want to know them again. And how? In detail. Bhuya means again. Tell me again. Bhuyak kathaya triptirhi shrunvato nasti me mritam. I want to know all this in detail. And after hearing all this, Shri Krishna is like, what is this? You want to know all so many details. And Shri Krishna says, okay, whatever Arjun has asked, I have to give. Shri Krishna completely loves Arjun. He's saying, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Hantate Kathayashyami दिव्यायात्म विभूतयः प्राधान्यतः कुरु श्रेष्ठ नास्त्यन्तो विस्तरस्य मे. Arjuna has completely forgotten where he is standing, but Sri Krishna knows we are in the battlefield. I cannot sit and tell my endless vibhutis. Nastyanto vistarasya me. There is no end to my vibhutis. If we cannot sit, I cannot tell you everything, but I will tell you which ones. Pradhanyata Kuru Shrestha. Hey Kuru Shrestha. You, Kuru Shrestha, look at what the adjectives that you are the greatest among all Kurus. I will not leave your request unattended. I will tell you all the vibhutis. Khandate kathayashyami. I will tell. Divya yatma vibhutaya. My own vibhutis I'll tell you, but I'll only tell the important ones or the primary ones. I cannot tell you all the vibhutis because it is endless. This is like a person or see, we all are fond of shopping, all the ladies. If we go to a sari shop and we tell them, show me all the saris in your storeroom. Today I have all the time in the world. I want to see each and every sari of your shop. Is it possible to see? There are endless, countless number of saris. We cannot see each and every sari. What will the vendor say? What will the shopkeeper say? Ma'am, I have best of the saris. Yatma vibhutayaha. My saris are beautiful, great design. I will show the best of the designs, whichever you like. Those I will elaborate. I will tell you, show more of those. But I'll show you what? I'll show you one sari of each pattern. बोलते हैं ना हर डिजाइन का एक साड़ी दिखा देता हूँ मैडम. That is exactly what Shri Krishna said. Every design I'll tell you. Every one place I'll tell you. And rest is for us to understand that his presence is everywhere. So in these endless vibhutis, I am going to tell you the major ones. So basically what Shri Krishna is doing is, I'm going to give you a sample. I cannot tell you everything because this conversation is going to be endless, but I'll tell you what the samples of my vibhutis. And Shri Krishna starts from the first sample of the vibhutis. What he is saying. अहमात्मा गुणाकेश सर्वभूताशयस्थितः अहमादश्च मध्यं च भूतानामन्त एव च. Now when he is starting to tell about his vibhutis, he is using a very beautiful adjective for Arjun. What is the adjective? Gudakesha. Why Gudakesha? What is the meaning of Gudakesha? The one who has complete control over his sleep, over his nidra. So that kind of person is always alert, always willing to learn. So Shri Krishna is telling, what I am telling you is extremely important. Whenever he says Gudakesha, he's reminded that you are somebody who has complete control over your senses, over your sleep. So listen to me with full attention. And what is the first vibhuti? He says, Aham Atma. I am the self. And where I am stated amongst all the people around me. Sarva Bhuta Shayasthitaha. I am stated in all the creatures around us, in all the people that dwell in this world. I am seated in what way? As a Atma. Now, this is something very difficult to understand. Now, here, Bhuta Shaya. Here, Shri Krishna is telling that when here we have to understand one thing. In the creatures, there is a ounce of Paramatma. We all understand this. Now, when we are all saying this, we have to also understand one thing, that internally we all are connected. Because when this is very difficult to understand. Why I say, because if I say, Swamiji says this, if you are talking, where is Paramatma, they all people will say, no, in all people there is Paramatma except this one person, she's a complete demon. That kind of feeling we still have. Why such things will come to our mind? Because of the vikar, because of the impurities which this world around us has introduced in us, owing to our gunas, rajogun, tamogun, all these things, whatever corruption has happened in the mind and the thought, because of that, all these thoughts come in us. But we all have to understand that within us, in the antakaran, we all are same. So internally, we all are connected. We all are having the same ounce of Paramatma. And that is what Sri Krishna says, I am situated in all of you. So the first address that he has given, the first vibhuti that Shri Krishna is giving is where is the closest station to us, that is within us. So before you start looking anywhere, you have to look in yourselves and not start believing that, oh, God is in me, God is in me. He's not only in me, He is in everybody. So the God is in all the creatures, whether it is the members of your family, the workers in our family, all the animals around us, pigeons, dogs, everyone. So everywhere the ounce of Paramatma is there. And he further elaborates that all these creatures are also originating from me. Hmm? So ahamadascha madhancha. I am not only the one who is responsible for origin of these creatures, I am also the one who controls them. Madhyaincha bhutanam anta evacha. And at the end, they all are going to come and merge into me. So the entire we are a part of Shri Krishna. We are the part of Shri Krishna dwells within us, and at the end of this srishti, at the end of this world, we all are again going to converge into Shri Krishna. This we all have to understand. And while we understand this, now people will say, so that does that mean that if there are some people who, owing to the materialistic world, owing to the impurities of this world, are not good enough to be dealt with on a daily basis, should we start worshipping them also? This question is naturally going to come to everybody. Here we have to understand one thing, that we have to have that basic request. You should understand that the Atma Tattva is same in all, but from a practical perspective, vyavhar ki drishti se, what we say, there is a differentiation in our behavior. So there is, some will have a more right, there will be what do you say, more qualified to get good behavior from you. There would be some people who might not, owing to what experiences you've had. So as far those experiences are concerned, there can be a difference in the behavior, but at the same time your mind should be clear towards everybody. So behaviorally, even if you have to keep some distance from some people, if you have to maintain some distance, now you say Paramatma Tattva is in a lion also, and I go and hug the lion, and God forbid if the lion is hungry, he doesn't know you have the Paramatma Tattva, he'll make you your food, isn't it? So the behavioral distance, the behavioral difference, so we will the pet animals will get more love, the wild animals will keep a distance. Behaviorally, there will be a difference depending on the adhikar of the person, depending on the adhikar of the creature, there is going to be a difference. But when it comes to the mind, your chitta, your mind should be very pure towards each and every creature around you. And telling this, Sri Krishna is also telling not only the origin, but everything is rotating around me. Now, this one thing I am very tempted. I know we are time is very less, but there is a way our ancestors used to greet each other. When we are again, this my mind is totally Ramamay today. My chitta is already thinking about the Ramotsav. So I'm reminded of him whenever we think about where is Ram. Where do we say Ramji is in Ayodhya? He's in Chitrakoot right now. Downstairs we have this Ram Leela going on. There also Murti is there. Ramji is there. But where is the Ram? We all have to understand. He is in us, the first place, the Atma, Atma Ram, where all the, when we say Ram is the vibhuti, Sri Ram is the Param Tattva, when we say where is Ram, he is in all of us. He is situated in all of us. So our ancestors, how they used to greet each other, Ram Ram. They used to say Ram Ram. So these Varkari Samudaya people, they all tell, if you go to the rural areas, they will still greet, like now we are all good morning, good evening, hi, hello, all that we'll do. Not to discourage all that, but see the grace of even illiterate people in our scriptures, whether they don't know any Adhyatma, but when they are saying Ram Ram, they are bowing down to the Ram in front of the person within the going down to the Ram who is situated in the person in front of them, irrespective of who you are. When I say Ram Ram, I am offering that respect to the Atma Tattva in you. So beautiful. Jai Shri Krishna. In Geeta Parivar, what do we say? Jai Shri Krishna. When we look, we see each other. Jai Shri Krishna. There is a Krishna Tattva in you. I bow down to that. Agika, whatever vyavhar we will do, whatever behavioral things, whatever business we have with each other, we'll do. But at the beginning of a conversation, we used to begin with what? Ram Ram. Jai Shri Krishna. This small manner that our ancestors have introduced in our culture is so great. We have to realize that and try to continue with that. So Arjun has asked, Keshu Keshu cha bhaveshu chintyosi bhagavan maya. Which are all those places where I should see you? First place you have to see where is within me, within ourselves. That is the beauty of this shlok. And Shri Krishna further continues, Adityanamaham Vishnu Jyotisham Raviramshuman Marichirmarutamasmi Nakshatranamaham Shachi. Adityanam, now goddess Aditi, she has many children. Amongst the 12 sons of Aditi, I am Vaman Prabhu. Vaman Prabhu is Vishnu. We all know that Vishnu has taken avatar as a Vaman, and so Vishnu ji is the vibhuti of Shri Krishna. The Aditya, we also know that Vishnu, Adityanam Aham Vishnu. This entire sky, the entire space around us is lit by what? Is lit by sun god. So Jyotisham Raviram Shaman, Jyotisham Raviram Shaman. I am the one who, amongst all the celestial bodies, amongst all the sources of light, Jyotisham, the places, sources of light, basically. Some places that translation becomes very difficult. So from the places where light is emitted, from all these places, who I am Aditya, means I am the sun god. And then Marichir Marutamasmi Marichi. There are 49 types of Vayu, 49 types of Marut. They are all also Diti's Putra. They are sons of Diti. We all know about the two sisters, Aditi and Diti. That the second one, Diti. She has 49, she has different sons, out of which the 49 types of Vayu, 49 types of Marut are there, out of which Marichi is my vibhuti. And Nakshatranamaham Shashi, our favorite amongst the celestial bodies, amongst the nakshatra. I am Shashi. Nakshatra, this is asterisms, all these celestial constellations, all these form come under the category of nakshatra. Amongst them, I am Shashi. Shashi is moon, the moon. I am the moon. Further, Shri Krishna tells about Vedanam Samavedosmi Devanam Asmi Vasavaham Indriyanam Manaschasmi Bhutanam Asmi Chetana Vedanam Samavedosmi. There are 4 types of Ved, we all know. Amongst all the Vedas, Shri Krishna says, I am Samaved. Now, these 4 Veds, this compartmentalization of this entire Vedas classification of this knowledge will go into this Veda. All this has been done by Maharshi Vedavyas, Bhagwan Vedavyas. And in that, amongst all the Ved, the Sama Ved is the Ved which is primarily based on music, the prominences of music, and it is a very beautiful Ved. The principle, it resonates around music, and that is why this is one Ved which attracts all the devotees. It is the one which keeps all the devotees, involved. Hmm. And one more very significant thing about Samaveda is that amongst different types of all the Vedas have their own Mahavakya. What is Mahavakya? The main message, like Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, Prajnanam Brahma. These are different types of Brahma Vakyas or Mahavakyas of each Veda. Now, I am not qualified enough to tell about all these Vakyas, but amongst all of them, the one that is very important for the students or the sadhaks who are trying to learn something is Tattvamasi. This is the most important, and all of us will fall in the category of this. And this is the one. This is one of the most important Mahavakya, and this comes from Samaved. Tattvam Asi is one of the most important Mahavakya for all the sadhaks, and this comes from Samaved, and hence also Samaved is very important. And Devanamasmi Vasavaham. Devanam is very easy to guess amongst all the gods. I am Vasava. Who is Vasava? Indra's name is Vasava. So Bhagavad Vibhuti amongst all the gods is who? Indra. Indra, Agni, Varun, Chandra, Yamaraj, all are gods. Amongst all them, Shri Krishna has says, Indra is my Vibhuti. Now, why Indra? Indra is obviously the king of all gods. How does he qualify to become that? Now, we all hear so many stories, but it is not very easy to get that level of being an Indra. To become Indra, you have to accumulate how much punya? Punya, which is equivalent to more than 100 Ashwamedha Yagna. One small yagna you decide to do. It is so difficult to do. Ashwamedha Yagna is so difficult to do. And see, to gain the punya, to gain the good deeds of almost more than 100 Ashwamedha Yagna, when a god gets that much punya, when he accumulates that much punya, he becomes Indra. And the entire responsibility of all the gods falls on Indra. And that is why he is the Pradhan, he is the king. And that is why Shri Krishna says, he is my Vibhuti, the most important. And from the kingdom of gods, we come to the kingdom of our body. From Indriya, from Indra, we come to Indriya. And amongst Indriya, what Shri Krishna says, Mana is my Vibhuti. Indriyanam Manaschasmi. Indra say Indriya ki or. Now this is very beautiful. No matter whether it is your karmendriya or your jnanendriya, we all know that our sense organs are also classified. The ones, some of them are knowledge centric, some are action centric. Karmendriya, jnanendriya. No matter which indriya, but who is the controller of everything? Who is the strongest of it? The mana. Why we are all learning Bhagavad Gita? Why we all are able to learn Bhagavad Gita? Because of the situation that Arjun landed in. And Arjun's condition is such. Why? Because his mana, his mind was wondering what happened to him. Gandivam sramsate hastat vakchaiva paridahyate na cha shakno vyavasthatum brahmati vachame manaha. Manaha, the mind is the root cause. See, one important thing also, this entire scripture that we are studying is how many years old? More than 5,000 years old. Many people ask this question, how is it even relevant now? You are reading such ancient scriptures, how is it even relevant now? This entire scripture, entire Bhagavad Gita has been told to cure the mind, told to cure the man of Arjun. Now, no matter how much advancement we have done, no matter how much we have advanced in our clothing has changed, our way of life, living has changed, everything has changed. But one thing that remains constant is the mind is still the same. The man is still under the influence of kama, krodha, mada, mastar, all the ahankar, all the dosh, all the impurities that the world introduces. The impurities, their form has changed, but the mind is still the same. All the things which used to corrupt the mind in the past, they still remain the same. The mind is essentially remaining the same. And that is why this scripture is still very significant. Indriyana manaschasmi. So here he says the mind is very important, and mind is really very important. Now we all are looking at each other, talking to each other, but physically, I also want to believe that you all are listening to me. You also want to believe that when she's talking, she's completely talking about me, but we don't know where our mind is. Even sometimes with children, you see, they're looking at you and Are idhar aao. The mother is experiencing this every day. No matter how many times you will walk in front of them and they will not realize because their mind is they're lost. It happens so many times that people are staring into you and they don't even realize that you are talking to them, listening to them. Dhyan nahi tha. What is the meaning of dhyan nahi tha? Because my mind was wandering somewhere else. Man is chanchal, we all know. Mind is wandering somewhere else. So no matter where we are, who is the strongest? The mind is the strongest. In Bhagavad, there is a beautiful statement: Tatra Atma Yatraiva Manaha. Where are we? We are where our mind is. We are where our mind is. So, no matter, even if we are sitting in the Vivechana and thinking about some Ram Leela and thinking about Ayodhya, thinking about what to cook for dinner, we are there only. No matter, we are where our mind is. And this one very important principle we have to understand. There is one when we are talking about the significance of mind, just to understand this more, how important our mind is. There is a very beautiful saying in Sanskrit. It says, "Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo." Whether you are going to remain binded to this world or are you going to remain liberated from this world? Are you going to remain binded in your duties and in the other temptations around you, or are you going to be liberated? Are you going to be free from all these temptations? It is all depending on what your man. Mana eva manushana. Mana eva. The word eva, wherever it is used, we have to understand this is very important. Mind only is the reason which can keep you binded or it can keep you free. That is the strength, that is the might of this mana, and that is why Shri Krishna says, amongst the Indriya, I am the man. And he continues, Bhutanam asmi chetana. That we have already seen that amongst all the people, I am reciting the very chetana, the very life is Shri Krishna himself. Continuing this further, continuing the description further, Shri Krishna says, Rudranam Shankarashchasmi Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasam Vasunam Pavakaschasmi Merushikharinamaham. Rudranam Shankarashchasmi. Amongst the Rudra, there are 11 types of Rudra. Now, this one thing we all should know, all the Sanatanis, we should know, we all talk about 33 Koti Devata. Here, the word 33 Koti means 33 types. The many people equate this word Koti to the Hindi meaning crores. It's not 33 crores Devata. 33 Koti, Koti essentially means categories, types. So there are 33 categories of Devata, out of which 12 are Aditya, 11 are Rudra, there are 8 Vasus and 2 Ashwini Kumars. Out of this, amongst the 11, so Adityanam, Shri Krishna has already told that I am Vishnu, Adityanam Aham Vishnu. Then he is taking us to the second category amongst the Rudra. Amongst the 11 Rudra, I am Shankar, Rudranam Shankarashchasmi. And further he says, Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasam. Yaksha and Rakshas, these are two different yonis. There are 84 lakh yonis, we all are aware of it. Manusha yoni and other creatures, there are different yonis. So Yaksha is also a yoni. Now, it is not easily visible in Kali Yuga, at least we don't see it, but they still exist as per the Vachan of Swamiji. And Kuber is the king of this yoni. Kuber is the king of this Yaksha yoni. And here he's saying Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasam. This king of Yaksha is Vittesha here is Kuberji. It is the name of Kuber. That is what Shri Krishna is saying. Amongst the Lord of Wealth, I am the Kuber. I am Kuber. I am the Yaksha Rakshasam. I am the king of the Yaksha. So who is the king of Yaksha? It is, Vittesho is the wealth amongst the lords of wealth. I am the Yaksha Rakshasam. I am the protector. I am the king of the Yaksha. And who is the king of Yaksha? Kuber. So amongst the lords of wealth, I am Kuber. And Vasunam Pavakaschasmi. We saw that amongst the 33 Koti Devtas, 12 Adityas, 11 Rudras, and there are 8 Vasus. And there are different types of 8 Vasus. Even Bhishma Pitamaha, if you go through the story of Mahabharata, he was a Vasu named Q. And because of some shrap, they had to come to this Prithvi Lok. Anyways, that is a different story. But amongst all the Vasus, I am Pavaka. Pavaka is a very pious Vasu. And we get to worship him in the form of fire, Agni. In the form of Agni, in the form of fire, we get to worship him. So Vasunam Pavakas Chasmi. That is why this is very important. Why Pavaka is very important? This Pavaka, this Agni, is the one which is responsible for purifying our life. Definitely, cooking, all these things are there. All the Yajna, what is the main important thing? It is the fire, it is the Agni. That is why it is the most important, and we get this Vasu in the form of Agni. That is why Vasunam Pavakaschasmi. And Merushrikhari Ramaham, amongst all the peaks, all the mountains, amongst all the peaks, basically, I am Meru. Meru is considered to be the center of the entire known geography. So the center of the entire geography is Meru, and this is a very pious, very pure, very pavitra parvat. This is the place where continuously different types of kathas, Garud ji ki katha, all the satsang done by the saints in the ancient time has been held on this, and it is a parvat, it is a peak made of gold, and that is why it is very definitely it is very prosperous, and it is very pious. It has the because of all the satsang that goes on this peak, it is equivalent to a tirtha. It is equivalent to a very pious place, and that is why Meru Shikharinam. That is a beautiful description here Shri Krishna gives. And further he says, Puroda Saincha Mukhyam Mau Vidhi Partha Brahaspatim Serani Namaham Skandha Sarasamasmi Sagaraha. Purodasam. Now we all are doing so many different worship, so many pujas are going on everywhere. And all these pious different rituals that go around, what is the most important? We need a purohit, isn't it? We need somebody who will be able to do. The priests will be there. Amongst all the priests, who am I? I am Brahaspati. Brahaspati is the guru of all the gods. So Purodhasam. Amongst all the priests, who is the principal, who is the divine vibhuti? He is Brahaspati. Indra and all other gods get guidance from Brahaspati. And that is why he is the vibhuti amongst all the purohits. And Senani namaham skandhas sarasamasmi sagaraha. Senani, amongst all the commanders of wars, who am I? I am Skanda. Who is Skanda? The Kartik Swami. He's known as, his name is Skanda. This Kartik Swami, he rides on a peacock, and he is the Senapati, he is the commander. in chief of all the gods. All the victories that gods get are because of his valor, because of his courage, because of his leadership. All gods managed to get victories in all the wars. He's also known as Shadanan. He has 6 faces, so Shadanan, and his might is such that there was a Rakshas named Tadkasur. Nobody could even touch, nobody could even think of defeating that Tadkasur, but because of the might of uh, Skanda, this Tadkasur was defeated. And that is why gods get victory everywhere because of Skanda, and hence he is the vibhuti. And Sarasa Masmi Sagaraha. Now, whatever are the water bodies in this world, whichever water body you see, amongst all the water bodies, who is the vibhuti of Shri Krishna? It is Sagar. Whenever you see Sagar, whenever you see sea or ocean, you should do pranam to it, worship it. This is very much written in our scriptures. It is the pious, is the most important tirtha. If you go to one particular tirtha, if you go to one place, you go to Indrayani, you go to Gangotri, there will be one tirtha. But all these tirtha kshetras, all these waters, tirtha means the flowing water, Ganga water is tirtha. All the tirtha, it flows into what? Into Samudra. So all other places, if you visit, you will get one tirtha at a time, 2 tirtha. But if you want to get the blessings of all tirtha together, then where should we worship? The Samudra. It is the combination. It is the combination of all the tirthas, and hence it is the vibhuti of Shri Krishna. So beautiful amongst all the water bodies. In the sagar. Maharshīణāṃ bhruguraham girāmasmyekamaksharam yajñānaṃ japayajñosmi sthavarāణāṃ himalayah. Maharshīణāṃ bhruguraham. Amongst all the Maharshis, I am Maharshi Bhrigu. Very beautiful stories are there around this Maharshi Bhrigu. He is the son of Varun Dev. He is a very influential and extremely intelligent Maharshi. So much so that once there was a discussion amongst all the Maharshis that who is the greatest god amongst Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. How should this be decided? We should test them to know who is the greatest. That story we will not get into it. But a committee was formed by Maharshis, and they thought who all are capable of being in that committee. Only one name came, Bhrigu Maharshi, and Bhrigu Maharshi was made the sole responsible committee person to that. Is a one-man committee was made, and he will go see the caliber of Maharshi Bhrigu, that he has the capacity to take examination of Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh and decide. And whatever he says or whatever he comes up with, whatever conclusion he comes up with, was completely agreeable to all the Maharshis of that era. That is the might, that is the level of intellect that Maharshi Bhrigu has. The Atma Gyan that we are all trying to seek has been best explained by Maharshi Bhrigu. This is a very beautiful description you will find in our scriptures. Even in Mahabharata, you will find mention about his vansh. It's a very beautiful description. Shri Krishna says, "He is my vibhuti." And further, Giramasmekamaksharam. Giramasmeka, in all the things that we can talk, Sampurna Vangmay, whatever our speech can come up with, whatever beautiful we talk about any scripture, anything, the best thing that our speech can come up with is the letter, the akshar Om. Om Ekakshara Brahma. We all know it is one Akshara Brahma. The entire Brahma accumulates into this one letter, that is Om. And Om is the root, place, root swar from which all other letters are originating. Omkar is the mool from where the entire letters are originating. All Shastra is originating. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, all three are all converging into one. The powers of all three are converging into one Omkar, and that is why Om Giram Aksharam. Amongst anything that can be spoken, I am Omkar. Amongst different, if you want to know more about Omkar, this is very deep. And in such less time, we cannot think. I don't have even the caliber to explain this letter in totality. But if somebody has to seek Atma Gyan, that one Upanishad that can be studied to understand is the Mandukya Upanishad. The entire Upanishad will give you the knowledge of Atma. The knowledge of Atma Gyan is entirely condensed in Mandukya Upanishad. It is the smallest of the Upanishads. And what does it contain? It contains only the information about Om. So it is a very important Upanishad in only one subject. It revolves around just one subject, and that is Omkar. And by knowing just this one subject, hmm, all the problems in our life, all the uh, confusion of our life will get clarified by studying just this one Upanishad, that is the Mandukya Upanishad. And at multiple places, even in Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, we have seen that this Om's importance has been told. Om Ityekaksharam Brahma. If there are anybody who has explored Jnaneshwari, it starts with Om Namo Jiyadya. It starts with Om Adi Dev. The Jnaneshwar Mauli also first worships the Omkar. So that is the greatness of Om. And then Shri Krishna further continues, Yagnyanam Japa Yagnyosmi. Yagnyanam. Now in Śrīmad Bhagavad Gita, there are different types of yajna. At least 12 types of yajna has been given. Where are these given? Dravya yajna, tapo yajna, yoga yajna, tathapare. That shlok everybody will remember. In that, so many types of yajna are given amongst all the different types of yajna. Which yajna I am? I am Japa yajna. So Shri Krishna says, I am the Japa yajna amongst all the yajnas. This is a very beautiful thing. See, if you study the 3rd chapter, 4th chapter, all our lives can become yajna. By living in this world, living in the family, without taking sannyas, while doing your job, everything, our life can be really yajna if we study the 3rd and 4th chapter in its truest form. And while all this is done, we have to understand amongst all the yajna, we all are not having the capacity to do the yajna in our own. But one yajna that we can do without the aid of anything, and that is Japa yajna. For all other yajna, we need a purohit. We need all the different samagri and whatnot. And but Japa yajna is one yajna that we don't need anything. We will all we need is a mind. Mana, Indriyanam Manaschasmi. That is also within us only. So all subse simple, the simplest, the most independent, we will not be dependent on anything to perform it. The most independent in nature, the simplest sadhan, simplest yajna that a person can do is Japa yajna, and that is why it is the greatest. Now there are many people who do sadhana, they're trying to meditate without doing the jap. What happens, this is one concept we should understand very nicely. There are many people who try to meditate upon different things without doing the jap. There is a mantra. So even if I'm doing a jap of Ram Nam, without doing this, how can the meditation be successful? That is one question that should come to everybody's mind. That if japa yajna is without doing jap, can we not do dhyan? Can we not perform any yajna? The answer is really a no, because see, simple thing. First thing that our mind should be completely clean, should be completely pure before you start doing any type of dhyan. Before doing dhyan, this japa we should continuously do. Why so? Because dhyan is essentially a thing that is going to purify your mind. Dhyan is the entire process of purifying your mind. To purify your mind, if you concentrate your mind in its existing form, in your existing form, if you try to concentrate, now there are already some impurities of mind. If with those impurities I try to concentrate, what will happen? The the dhyan will be concentrating on the wrong things. For instance, if there is stagnant water, we all store water in our houses. If there is a stagnant water, after some time, what happens to that water? Gradually, it is going to, be bad for your health. However, if you see the flowing water, it is continuously being cleaned. The flowing water, if you see the flowing water, because it is changing, if there is stagnant water, we will put fresh water in it, isn't it? So whatever are the impurities that are stagnant in our mind, that are stagnant in our body, those should be cleaned. Then only we can have an effective dhyan, have an effective meditation. And hence, before starting any type of meditation process, what we should do, we should get into the habit of doing jap. Only when you do the jap, our minds can focus on Shri Krishna, Shri Ram, on the deities. It can focus on the divinities, and ultimately our dhyan, our meditation will be focused on what? On those deities. That is the importance of jap. So everything, whether you're doing yoga, and pranayam, everything, Gulab Ram Maharaj also says that all that, whatever fruit you get, that fruit is less than what you get from the fruit of the japa. That is the might of the japa yajna. And Stavaranam Himalaya, amongst all the stationary places, on the steady places, I am Himalaya. And Himalaya, the might of Himalaya. See, Bhagavati, Jagdamba Ma has chosen. We all know that Himalaya Parvat is the father of Parvati Devi. And but the might of Himalaya is that the Mata Jagdamba Ma herself has chosen him to be his father. That is the might of the Parvat. I wanted to take a few more shlokas, but I think with the time I should take them in the next session. With that, I offer the entire discourse in the lotus feet of Sri Krishna himself and at the feet of Swami Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj. Hari Om. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Tat Sat. So the remaining vibhutis we will see in the next session. I'm sorry about the time this session took. Where is Jagriti Didi?
Yeah.
We need to unmute.
Jai Shri Krishna. Hearty
Shri
thanks,
Krishna.
Didi. Many, many thanks to you for spreading the light of knowledge and helping us in our journey. I'm sure many of our sadhaks would like to ask questions. So now is the time for our question answer session. I request all of those who want to ask questions, please raise your hand and turn your camera on. Everyone will be given a chance one by one.
Jai Shri Krishna, Mamta ji.
Mamta ji, please unmute yourself. Yeah, please.
Didi, stage for Prarthana.
Yes,
Oh,
Didi.
okay. Yeah, okay, sorry, Didi. Dola Mahi Patel ji, please turn on your videos so we can spotlight you.
Yes, Didi, I am turned on.
No, Dola
Dola
Mahi
Mani Patel ji,
Patel ji.
please ask your question.
Pranam Bhaiya, Jai Shri Krishna.
Pranam Didi, Jai Shri Krishna. Didi, the description was beautiful. I enjoyed thoroughly. I have two questions that has arose in my mind. One is Didi, God says He stays in all the Bhutanam. So, in our body, where does the God stay? In chapter 15th, we hear that He stays in the heart. My question is, yes, Ji Didi. Whether God stays in our biological heart or there is something other place in our body where the God stays.
Yeah. This is
the
very
first
nice
question. And second question, Didi, that Meru Parvat, does the Meru Parvat exist somewhere in the world today? This is my second question, Didi. Please.
Yes. So the description is there in Meru Parvat. existence. It is there in the scriptures, but right now I don't know if physically we can visit it or no. It is, but in the scriptures it is mentioned. There are many loks. See, from all these things, the geography has also changed quite a lot. We all know that Dwarka was definitely once there. Even this is about a very old time. So the entire Bhukhand has moved. So exact location at the moment I am not in a position to tell, but there are many instances in our scriptures which talk about the exact location of the Meru Parvat. So it definitely still exists, but don't ask me where. And
Okay, Didi. No,
about
no problem.
and about where in the heart, as you say, Riddhe Sherjuna Tishtati. See, this is understanding where exactly does Shri Krishna reside or Paramatma Tattva reside. It is something which is very, difficult for us to understand from a perspective, because this is a limitation of our intellect. Our knowledge cannot go beyond the physical boundaries of our body. That is why we are asking, is it in my head, or is it in my hands, is it in my heart? This question comes to us. But the way our entire body is described in the scriptures, we have an annamay kosh, then there is a manomay kosh, and inside. So whatever are the subtler, it is like, if you peel an onion, there is an outer core, then an inner core, an inner core. The limitation of our knowledge is that we can only focus on the outer reign of our body structure. Beyond that, if I say that there is a small jyoti within us, it is very difficult for us to understand. This is a limitation of our knowledge, and that is the place. Now, where is that jyoti? Again, because we are imagining everything in this body, but this body is not everything. This is energy taken a certain form of a body. So inside this anand, if you see, in what we are seeing outside is the annamay kosh. So if I say my heart, it falls in the annamay kosh. If I meditate upon the annamay kosh, if I meditate upon my body, gradually go deeper within, the existence of the body only doesn't remain. Where will you find this atma? At that point, this physical body just doesn't exist. So when we start going to a more subtler level, all these physical borders are going to collapse, and that is where gradually you go closer to atma. Okay, so this is very thorough, this is very subtle. So staying in this bodily thing, we cannot imagine where exactly, because then we are only concentrating upon the body parts. Are you getting, or am I answering
Yes.
your question to your
Okay,
satisfaction?
Didi.
So,
I got
so
some idea, Didi.
we will,
Didi. It is
that
definitely
Atma will
not,
be
we
where
cannot
all these.
confine in the body, Didi.
Yes, this is where the physical borders are ending. Where when our knowledge reaches that level where the physical bodies are entering, we enter our subtler self. Then all these physical annamay kosh, everything is gone. Then slowly, when we get into this, the core is the anandamay kosh, and that is where the atma dwells. That is where the jyoti dwells. But for that, this entire physical boundaries has to collapse.
Thank you very much, Didi. Thank you very much. Didi.
Yeah.
Pranam. Jai Shri Krishna. So,
Saumendra ji,
please unmute you.
please unmute yourself.
Jai Shri Krishna ji. Actually, my question is we know that already Gyan Yog, Karma Yog, Bhakti Yog, and all these yogs are very well defined. And like that, Rajvidya Rajya Yog also we have gone through. But in this vibhuti Yog, supposing that Lord Sri Krishna is telling about all the vibhutis, but for his work like Arjuna, or in turn, we, the people who are supposed to do all the penance, all the say prarthana, and our say enlightening ourselves to get moksha, whatever way they can get it. Of course, to certain extent, nobody will get moksha in this life only, but there will be some rectification done. But this vibhuti yoga, what way it helps us, that's what I just wanted to be very specifically, I wanted to know. Thank you,
This is a
Didi.
very beautiful, very important. Yes, this is a very beautiful, very important question, and I really, I'm very happy that you asked this. And I had planned to cover this in the next session, and this is a very critical question. Why Vibhuti Yoga? Why do we need to understand all the Vibhutis? Now,
Yes.
we both are talking to each other. We have some very basic knowledge of words. Suppose I'm reading
Yes.
something. I suppose I've written Jai Shri Krishna and I read each letter J-A-I. When I'm reading each letter, to first understand what is written, I need to have knowledge of each letter in separation, isn't it? So when a student enters in nursery or when he gets admission in school, what do we teach them? A, B, C, D. This entire A, B, C, D is not going to be knowledge itself. A, B, C, D is not knowledge. So a nursery child will not say, I have all knowledge. But whatever he knows forms the foundation of achieving the knowledge. Similarly, the knowledge of vibhutis forms the foundation of attaining the highest knowledge. Now, directly, if some child comes and say, "I want to become an engineer," I cannot take an engineering book to him and say, "Okay, now you read this book." How will he know it? For him, I have to tell him A, B, C, D. Isn't it? First, he has to understand to read English. Then,
Like in
after
yes, like in
understanding that,
syllabus.
understand the words,
Yeah.
understand the sentences. Only when I
Right.
understand the vibhutis, I understand divinity. And once I start on the path of understanding divinity, I go on the path of the real knowledge. So this becomes the foundation. So here Shri Krishna is not telling us about himself. He is telling about his samples. Only when you study those samples, if you want to know whether your rice is cooked or not, we will not take the entire rice and we will see one sample, isn't it? Some
Yes,
sample.
yes,
So only by knowing the sample we understand the quality of
yes.
the rice being cooked. Similarly, by understanding each vibhutis, we understand the greater divinity behind, and that is the importance of vibhuti yoga, and hence we should know what
So
are
in
the
totality, in totality, that Vibhuti, idea of Vibhuti yoga will come after all these things are discussed, and then only a person.
Yes, no, totality, not totality. Sri Krishna has not even told all this vibhutis. Okay, Sri Krishna has not told all the vibhutis. I get it, bhaiya ko, you, uh, Anjali, right? Okay, all these vibhutis are not even told by Sri Krishna. He has got disconnected. Okay, but he can see the answer. All vibhutis are not even described by Sri Krishna. He is only describing a part of some samples. As I told you, all saris will not say in each category. He's telling, so what we will learn from this chapter is trying to understand all the vibhutis in all categories, trying to understand the presence of Sri Krishna in all the categories. That is the importance of this particular chapter. So, don't know, Bhaiya got disconnected, but so if he joins back, yeah. If there are any further questions, we can raise hand. Otherwise, we can proceed.
Do we have anybody else? No? Okay. So we have a special
Everybody
announcement to make.
celebrating the Raodeo. Ji.
We have a special announcement to make. By the grace of Lord Shri Ram and Pujya Swamiji, Geeta Parivar has got the opportunity to perform Paduka Seva of the invited distinguished dignitaries and revered saints on the auspicious occasion of the historic Ram Pratishtha to be held tomorrow at Ayodhya. Lord Shri Krishna performed Paduka Seva in Rajasuya Yajna, and in this Kali Yuga, the service of Charan Paduka in this Ram Pratishtha is very rare and unique, like it was in the Rajasuya Yajna. This is a matter of great pride and good fortune for all of us. A team of Geeta Parivar members in the able leadership of respected Ashu Bhaiya will be doing the service. So, Didi, hearty thanks to you for imparting invaluable knowledge and for conducting the question answer session so satisfactorily. Many thanks to the technical team of Geeta Parivar for successful session. And last but not the least, to the seekers, the sadhaks who joined today in order to be a more evolved soul. On behalf of Geeta Parivar, wishing you all a very happy 22nd January, a day of long-awaited Sri Ram Pran Pratishtha. May the day bring more devotion towards Lord Ram, and it fills your life with happiness, joy, and prosperity. Now let us do the Samapan Prarthana, for which I invite Mamta Govaldidi from Lucknow. After joining Geeta Parivar in 2022, she is serving as a tech assistant and in the content forwarding group. Didi, please do the honor.
Jai Shri Krishna. Yogesham Sachidanandam Vasudevam Brajapriyam Dharm Samsthapakam Veeram Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum Shri Krishna Vande Jagat Gurum. Jai Shri Krishna.
This brings us to the end of second part of interpretation of 10th Adhyay Vibhuti Yoga. See you all next time. Till then, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ram. Now we do Hanuman Chalisa.
Hanuman Chalisa.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारि बरनउँ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही समभाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरई हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय.
We'll see you in the next session. Till then, Jai Shri